way back in college since then, he's generated more than $100 million in sales. He's helped 60,000 people who subscribe to his newsletter make millions, but you're getting all the knowledge and experience.
Accountability is the highest form of leadership because accountability is a commitment between people. It's a commitment from the leader to those people around them first, and then an inspired commitment in return. Don't make or accept excuses. Don't make excuses when you fail, and definitely don't accept them from others either.
That's what leadership is. It's taking the responsibility for the people you lead. You have the ability to impact their life beyond a surface level.
Accountability in a culture inspires creativity and innovation and openness to change. And when organizations are creative, innovative, and they're willing to change, they leave the competition behind.
I want to share a view of accountability that is different from probably anything you've ever heard.
A great set of values will lead to a great organizational culture.
Oh yeah, you know what I'm talking about. 10 books later and a whole bunch of other stuff is passed through, but my focus is on accountability because what I discovered is that accountability is the foundation for becoming the best that we can become, both individually but also as an organization.
The rules of business haven't changed. It's the field that we're playing on that has changed. Now more than ever, leadership needs to get it right because leadership is what brings us through tough times. And accountability is the characteristic that will create sustainability today and enable acceleration as we move forward tomorrow.
And we are live.
Sam, how are you doing today, man?
I'm amazing, Victor. It's great to be here with you.
Accountability is not a way of doing. Accountability is a way of thinking, and specifically, it's how we think about people. I hate it when a leader says, this isn't personal, this is business. Every interaction between human beings is personal.
Yes, it's relationships.
This is what excellence looks like for me, and we need to define that.
Once you identify the values that you believe make up who you are, and a lot of times people will say, well, is that the goal or is that where I'm at? No, it's where you're at. If it's a goal, it's not a value. If you're not living it, it's not a value.
This is the foundation for just totally changing the way we think. Remember, when you change the way you think, you change what you do. When we answer these questions, when we have very concrete answers, and almost to the degree that it needs to be in writing, then everything changes.
That's it. We're going to have live Q&A sessions every week. We're going to have breakout mastermind sessions, and I'm going to be your partner in all of it. You get me for 8 weeks to coach you through this entire process.
We help organizations step through creating their values, and there's very specific things that values need to connect to if you're going to have a great, robust, complete set of values.
Love that. All right. With risk comes reward. Yes. Who are you accountable to? Your team. Absolutely. The success model. Good leaders always turn to the people they know that will have the right answer, right? They affect your life beyond the surface level. Along the way, you will discover there's some few bonuses that I've planted in there for you that I think will bring a lot of excitement. I'll see you on the inside. All right. right. Welcome. We are live. It's great to be here. I'm really excited to share with you today. I have a bunch that I do want to share with you today. And just, if you want to let me know where you're watching from, put it in the comments, if you will. If you're on Facebook, use the StreamYard.com/Facebook. And if you go to that URL, once you've logged into Facebook, then basically what you can do is give it permission to show your name. And so when you make comments in Facebook, it'll show up. YouTube should do it automatically. I believe LinkedIn does it automatically as well. And so that way, all your comments will show up. Want to have your comments. Let me know where you're watching from. Always love to see who's in the room. And I know a lot of you actually catch this live, but I know a lot of you catch it later when it's not live. You catch the recording, and that's great. So here's the thing. Be sure in the comments and any thoughts that you want to share on what we talked about today to leave those in the comments. And if there's something you want me to cover on a future live stream, and we live stream every other Wednesday at 3:00 Eastern time, put that in the comments as well. And I'll see that and I'll respond to that, because I like to build the live streams up around what you want more information on. As we look at building accountability into our lives, as we look at building accountability into our organization, as we work to develop a better organizational culture, it's just really important that we get all of your thoughts covered, and I want to make sure that we address everything that you find to be important. Okay, let's see here. I've got. All right, we've shared the StreamYard information, so you know where to log into. Okay, so here's really what I wanted to do today. What I wanted to do today was I wanted to talk about commitments. And this is something that I get a lot of feedback from people on. And many of them have read my book, No Matter What, and they know that I've defined a commitment as no matter what. A commitment is no matter what. And then they get upset when the people around them aren't keeping their commitments, and they say, you know what, these people are not accountable. They're not being accountable. There's a lack of accountability in my organization. There's a lack of accountability in my community. And the reality is that there may be a lack of accountability, but it's not caused by necessarily what these individuals think it's caused by. And so I think we need to get more clarity today on a commitment. What are commitments and the different types of commitments there are? Because if you're looking to build accountability, this is critical information. If you're looking to build it in yourself, it's important. If you're looking to build it within your organization and in your organization, it is equally important. So I want to talk about commitments. We're going to do this on the board. And we'll just come right here. And we're going to talk about commitments. And this is really important because there's different types of commitments. And this is what a lot of times, this is where people get goofed up. They just think a commitment is a commitment, and there's more to it than that. All right, so we have commitment. A commitment is no matter what. Now, that's absolute. No matter what is absolute, right? I mean, this is not a maybe. It's not, well, if nothing better comes along. It's no matter what. Now, what does it feel like when people around you make a commitment to you and then they don't keep it? Are you disappointed in them? Do you feel let down? Do you start to question the veracity of their word, whether or not they're really that their word means anything? And this is important. So obviously, we don't want to end up in that situation. So a commitment is no matter what. It's absolute. It's absolute. And it's critical.
it is critical that when we make a commitment, that we've established the relationship with the people that we're committed to, that we're going to live that commitment. And what happens is you want the reputation that, oh yeah, Sue, if she says it, she does it. Tom, oh yeah, if he says he's going to do something, he does it. This is critical. All right, so here's what I want to do. We're going to look at commitments, and we're going to look at tactical commitments, and we're going to look at relational commitments. You see right away, there's two different types of commitments: tactical, relational. And as we look at that, let's look at what some similarities are or differences. Tactical commitments deal with things. Relational commitments connect to people. So right away, you see there's a big difference. If it has to do with people, you better believe that the people around you are going to recognize and feel whether or not you're making and keeping these relational commitments, even if they don't have the ability to separate between tactical and relational commitments. They will feel the difference. So tactical commitments deal with things. So what sorts of things? I'll get the report done. I'll pick you up at a certain time. It's very specific, and they are spoken. Tactical commitments are spoken. Relational commitments, for the most part, are unspoken. Unspoken, which means that it's something that people see. So tactical commitments are spoken, they're unspoken. If they're unspoken, then what it is how does someone know if you're even making or keeping that relational commitment? There's only one way that I know of, and that's through your actions. It's through your actions. You know, my father, if he said it once, he said it 57,593 times. Actions speak louder than words. I didn't get it when I was growing up, but I do get it now. The people around you know whether or not you are committed to them as people based on your actions. So this is really important here. Okay. Things spoken. This is about productivity. Is productivity important? You bet it is. This is about accountability. Is accountability important? You bet it is. Okay, so let's bring this together here. Tactical commitments goes towards productivity. But that does not equal or go towards accountability. All right, but relational commitments, this creates accountability. And that will promote greater productivity. So when you become exceptional at relational commitments, not only do you get accountability, but you also get productivity. Okay? All right. So, all right. This is the thing. So now we know we have tactical commitments and relational commitments. We've talked about tactical commitments connect to things. Relational commitments connect to people. So what are some examples of relational commitments? Relational commitments might be a commitment to the values. When I commit to the values before I ask you to live the values, that's a relational commitment. A commitment to it's all of us, which is saying that if you fail, I fail. If you succeed, I succeed. Now, you see, that's totally different than the leader that says, if I succeed, you succeed. You're coming along on my coat strings. If I fail, you fail. That's all wrong. Leaders should be focused on the people that they're leading. And it's my job as a leader to ensure your success. And when I make sure you're successful and only then do I succeed, it's a totally different way of looking at things, and you get a different result. So what else? A commitment to the values, a commitment to it's all of us, a commitment to stand by you when all hell breaks loose. When something happens in someone's life, are you there for them? And I've seen this where leaders and organizations just move mountains to make it possible for an individual to take care of a personal situation, a tragedy in their life, and the leader is there for them. What do you think that does towards building that relationship, towards building that loyalty, towards building that mindset that I would rather do anything than let you down, because the people know that you as a leader would rather do anything than let them down. A commitment to the truth, because accountability and deception can never coexist. A commitment to a good reputation. And so, in my book, No Matter What, I've defined 10 relational commitments. And if you want to learn more about those, you don't even have to buy the book to do that. You can take the personal accountability assessment that's at amiaccountable.com. AMIaccountable.com. You can take that personal accountability quiz assessment, and it's going to give you a report back, and you're going to see where you're strong and where you need to work on these 10 relational commitments that are critical. So, tactical versus relational. Which commitments are more important? I think they're all important. That's the question I get asked a lot. And if you have questions, put them in the comments. I'll see them and I'll address them. If there's something you want to know more about, put it in the comments and we'll address it. We need to be keeping our tactical commitments. Those are responsibilities. Remember, we're responsible for things, but we're accountable to people. Accountability is keeping your commitments to people. But specifically, I'm talking about the relational commitments. But when we keep the tactical commitments, then what happens is, in doing so, we're also keeping the relational commitment that my word is my bond. I said I'd have it done by 3:00. I'll have it done by 3:00. And then as you build those relationships, then you're actually inspiring accountability. Okay, so now here, a question for you. What actions are you taking so that the people you lead know that you are committed to them? And I'd love to see your thoughts. Put them in the comments, whether you're on live or afterwards. Here's the question. What actions are you taking so that the people you lead know you are committed to them? And you should be able to come up with several of these, because if you really are committed to your people, it needs to be showing up in your actions. And if you struggle to come up with a list of several actions that you take on a regular basis so that your people know that you're committed to them, then I want to challenge you. I want to challenge you to step back and then answer the second question. What actions should I be taking? What actions could I be taking to show the people around me that I am committed to them? Whether it's people in your personal life, people at work, people in your community, it's just critical that your actions align with letting them know that you're committed to them. And that should be something that you figured out and expressed in your values. We in the pivot course, this shoulder, we spend a lot of time on helping individuals to understand their personal belief system and then creating a powerful set of values that then become, it's a process that now we just need to step that out in our daily lives. We need to step that out in the decisions that we make. And that should be showing up in the actions with the people around you. So take a minute or two, answer those questions for yourself. Make sure that you have actions that are showing up on a daily basis that show the people around you that you're committed to them. And if you don't, then come up with what you want to be working on starting today, because that's what I want you to start working on. Okay, here's what I want you to be thinking about moving forward, and that is to take 2 minutes in the morning. Every morning, take 2 minutes to start your day. and think about the tactical and the relational commitments that are in your life. What are the tactical commitments that you've made that are probably spoken? And what are the relational commitments that you either have made or that you haven't made? And then think about whether or not you're living up to those commitments. And if you haven't taken the personal accountability assessment, I encourage you to go take it at amiaccountable.com, because then you're going to know exactly what those 10 relational commitments are. And then evaluate just 2 minutes in the morning. Are you keeping your tactical commitments? Are you keeping your relational commitments? How could you do it better? And what you'll find is that will set up your day. It will set up your day, and you will be implementing on that all day long. And I guarantee you, you will see a powerful, powerful end result from that. Okay, as we wind down, again, please leave in the comments, what's the greatest idea that you can take away from this session? What's hit you? Leave in the comments, if you would, please. What would you like to hear in a future session? I love your feedback, and it helps me design these sessions. The other thing is, right now we're live streaming every other Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern time, 2 p.m. Central. Do you want this every Wednesday? Is every other Wednesday fine? Let me know what your thoughts are. I love your feedback. It's going to help us make those decisions. The other thing that I want to encourage you to check out is please check out the Pivot course. We're winding down the first offering of that Pivot course, and the response has been amazing. People that have really gone deep in figuring out what are their non-negotiable core values, understanding purpose, mission, understanding what it is that they should be focusing on, and deep diving how to live the 10 relational commitments that define accountability. And it might be worth checking out. I believe that you would find the experience absolutely amazing. That's what we're hearing. You can check it out at mypivotlife.com. As always, I appreciate you being here, whether you're here live. I appreciate you watching on the recording of this time. And I will plan on being here next week, Wednesday, 3 p.m. Eastern time. I want you here. Bring a friend. I'll have a hot topic to talk about. If in the meantime you have something you want me to talk about, feel free to send that topic to questions@samsilverstein.com. Have a great rest of the week. Thank you.